Hi everyone, welcome back to this channel. This is Ighonojie, and today's video is going to be talking about how to overcome interview fatigue, how to overcome that stage of you failed this, unfortunately that. How do you do it? All right, keep watching. Hi, welcome back. So several times, even during my application times and all that, NHS interviews, like when you apply for a job and then they tell you, oh, unfortunately this, unfortunately, and you know that, oh, I've spent a heck of a time like looking for this job. Before I was able to get this interview, it took me time. It took me 100, 200 applications before this one came, and then you're telling me unfortunately and all that. So how do you overcome that? How do you avoid that the states that period or that state, that situation brings to you? All right. So during my own times, we're applying every day. If you watch my other video about myself applying for 400 jobs, it elaborates on what I did during that period. I was able to apply for 400 jobs overall. So it wasn't because I wanted to apply to all the hospitals or I didn't like one. It's just because I wanted to be up in the game. I didn't want to miss out any possible application that could give me a job. All right. So I was like doing 20 per day and all that. And most of the time you get these unfortunate emails, because out of that 400 I didn't get 400 offers. I only got 4 offers out of the 400. So every other thing was like, unfortunately, out of the 400, more interviews started coming after I got my 4 offers, but then I had to ignore them. I didn't attend the interview, so I don't know if I would have gotten the offer or not. But that's by the way. What I'm just trying to say is that you will get 99% of the time you get unfortunately as an email, as a response to your job application. You're going to get unfortunately we couldn't give you this, unfortunately this couldn't happen, unfortunately this and that. Don't just beat yourself up too much. Don't cry. Don't be like, oh, I am not good enough, I am not this, I am not that. You just have to realize that people applied for that job before you did. So many people applied for the job before you did, and aside that, they are looking for specific skills which probably you couldn't give in your job in your supporting statement, in your CV and all that. And also, like I said, people applied for the job before you, so they want to consider those that applied first before you, and they've gotten their number, the number that they need at that moment. They might not need you again for that time. And then it also depends on the way you're able to structure your supporting statement, the way you're able to present yourself during interviews, if the unfortunate email came during interview. But if it came before interviews, just know that people applied before you, the deadline has passed, those sort of things. Or your supporting statement, you didn't put the the things they were looking for, you didn't put it there, it wasn't there. So if they filtered it, they have this thing they use to check if your supporting statement and CV matches what they are looking for. So if it doesn't match, then you might not be able to get the job at that point, because you're not what they are looking for. It's not something to have hard feelings about. It's not something to cry or weep about. You just have to work on yourself, work on your application. So you look at your supporting statement. What is it that is not here that I know I have, but is not currently here? So after looking at that, add it, edit, always edit it if possible, or you use the same thing. But as long as you know that, okay, this is really, really updated, then you're good to go. Then during you say, for instance, you've gotten before you get interviews, all these unfortunate messages you keep having from NHS Trust, and no, you can ask them for feedbacks. They are willing to give you feedback, like, why did I not get it? Most of them, they will even send a message along, like, unfortunately you didn't get this job, but if you like feedback on why, let me know. Like, send us an email, send them an email, ask for feedback, they'll tell you why. All right. So interview, say for instance you've gotten a job and you've gotten an interview invite, and to prepare, you make sure that you are prepared really really well. Study the trust, study the NHS, the trust values, know your own values as a person, because they are going to be asking you that. They're going to be asking you about the trust values, asking you about your personal values, asking you to tell them about yourself. So telling them about yourself, you want to tell them like, this is who you, my name is Joy Ighonojie. I graduated from so and so university. I started working from so and so year. First I was working in this particular hospital. This is what I used to do when I was working there. I used to take delivery. These are my skills, my responsibilities and duties in this particular hospital. Then if you change job, then you tell them like, then I moved to another hospital because of this reason. So maybe because the distance was far from my house, or because I wanted to gain more professional value, or because I wanted to improve, like grow. All right, so there is no harm or wrong thing with growing. So just tell them the reason. If you moved hospital, if you change hospitals, tell them why you did that. All right, tell them what your current duties and responsibilities are in your particular hospital, in your current hospital, that this and this is what I do in my current hospital. These are my roles, my duties, my responsibilities. Like, you have to tell them as well, because they want to see you want to hear about your experience, the things you currently do, the things you've done before, to know what you're so good at, to know the job, the duties that you're so good at. To make sure you elaborate on it very well. Then when you're done telling them your duties and responsibilities, tell them about your interpersonal skills, whether you're confident, you have time, management skills, you have ability to work under pressure, which most of us always have. Most of us always have the time, ability to work under pressure. All right, so tell them about that as well. Tell them what you hope to achieve in the future. All right, so what you hope to gain in your career. Say for instance you want to take up a master's degree course later on. Tell them about that I hope to do my master's degree in so year, in order to so gain this and all that. So you understand. And then lastly, tell them about why you want to work with their hospital, why you want to work with this particular NHS trust. So I want to work with you guys because I found that maybe their values rhyme with your values, or because there is this thing about them, peculiar about them, that you're so interested in, or because you want to contribute your quota and all of that. So make sure you're aware with it. All right, like I said, start from telling them who you are, your name, where you schooled in, where you graduated from, the school you attended, where you worked, your skills, your duties, your responsibilities, why you changed places if you did, or if you are in a particular place. Tell them the skills you've gained, the extra trainings you've had as well. Say for instance you've done CPR training and all that, make sure to include that in that. Tell me about yourself. All right, because you're telling them all about yourself. You have to tell them all about yourself, everything that makes you in terms of career, in terms of profession. All right, tell them what you hope to achieve, why you want to work with their trust and all of that. Okay, so this tell me about yourself can take as long as 5-10 minutes to talk about, so don't freak out. And if for instance they cut you short, say you were saying something and they cut you short by asking you another question, don't feel bad about it. It means that okay, they have heard enough and they are okay with it, they are satisfied with what they've heard. All right, that way you should even feel more happy with that, because you've satisfied the interviewer very well about that. So make sure you've learned about their skills, their goals as well, like their NHS trust, their values. And then you want to also know about the job, the job application, the job that you apply for, the role you apply for. Make sure you know about it, because if you don't know about it, then what are you coming to do with it? All right, make sure it's something you're familiar with, you know about the ropes and all of that before you come on to that interview. And then you're well to do. You've studied you studied previous interview questions to know how to respond to interview questions and all of that, to know what to expect, kind of. And then if when you're answering questions, make sure you're bold enough. All right, most of the things they are going to be asking you know them. 99% of them you know them, because this is who you are before, this is what you've been doing. So don't freak out, don't feel so down, don't lose your self-esteem when you're answering questions. Be bold, be confident. You want to see that confidence in you. That shows that you actually know what you're doing, what you're talking about. Be bold, be confident. Tell them straight up, like, this is what the answer is, this is what I know, this is what I think. Just go straight to the point and be elaborate as well, and also be outspoken. Like, let your voice be heard. Don't talk within, don't talk into yourself, talk out loud, let your voice be heard, let your voice be bold, and all of that. Okay. And at the end of the day, you also ask them, if for instance you're not hearing what they are saying, you didn't hear what they said before, you didn't hear the question they asked, ask them to repeat it. Don't be scared to ask for repetition, like, oh, so I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said, I didn't get the question, could you please repeat that? Kindly, simple, they'll repeat it for you. And at the end of the day, you want to ask them as well, after the interview, you want to ask them, when do I hear from you? What do you think about my performance? When do I hear from you? Or how will your trust or hospital be able to support me professionally? Things like that. Just ask them 1 or 2 questions like that to close the interview. And if for instance you get an unfortunate message, say for instance you weren't successful in the interview, ask for feedback. Please ask for feedback. Make sure you ask for feedback for every interview that you failed. I'm not talking about jobs now, normal jobs. So you can ask for feedback for normal job applications that you do that didn't work out, but for the interviews that you failed, please make sure to always ask for feedback, because you want to know what you did wrong. You want to know how best to, how to improve with the next one. You want to know how to improve. So when they give you a feedback like, this is the reason why we didn't take you, this is the reason why you weren't good enough for it, you know that you want to work on that thing. You want to work on that particular reason why they didn't pick you. All right, make sure to always ask for feedback, because you want to correct that, you want to work on that. All right. And then after the interview, don't just feel like, oh, I'm not going to get a job again, I want to suck, I want to die, I want to do this. Just that same moment you're getting that unfortunate message, that unfortunately or unsuccessful email, go on your track jobs, go on your Indeed, go and apply for 20 or 30 applications to cover up for that, to replace that, because you have to be up in your game. So out of that 20 or 30 that you're applying for that same day, because you got that unfortunate, you might get 1 or 2 interviews from it. So that sort of replaces it. You have to always be on. Don't give it time that, oh, I didn't get this interview, let me relax first, maybe it's not for me, let me sit down and wait. Keep on applying with reckless abandon. Keep on applying. All right, and work on yourself as well. Use the feedbacks given to you to improve on yourself, to work on your skills, to become better. If for instance during the interview or during the feedback they gave you, they said you weren't loud enough, you want to be loud enough next time. You want to also apply for the same hospital next time. So there was one hospital I applied for twice. The first time I applied, although I applied for a higher band 7, they gave me an unfortunate email after the interview. They gave me an interview invite, but it was unfortunately that I wasn't successful. And I asked why I wasn't successful. They said it was because of the job role. So it was a band 7 position, labor ward coordinator, and me, I'm just a band 5, So there wasn't any way I could get the application. But that same day that I didn't do well in the interview, even before they gave me the feedback, I went on to still apply to their hospital. I saw their hospital advert for a band 6 the next time. I applied for it and I got the invite and I got the job. All right, I got the job. I got the job offer, like passed the interview, got the job offer from them for the next application I did with them. That was the second time I was applying to the trust. So when they saw me the second time during the interview, they were like, oh, I know you from the last time. I said, yes, I know you people too. Like, I didn't get the first job offer, but this one I got it. So the fact that a particular hospital didn't give you this time does not mean they're not going to give you the next time. In fact, them knowing you will even increase the trust level and tell them, okay, you want to really work with them and all that. So keep applying to the trust, keep applying to other trusts as well until you get it. If there's a particular trust you're so passionate about, keep applying to them. They might have different job applications, different job roles. Keep applying to them. Apply to all of them. You don't know which one you're going to get. All right, and don't just apply for band 5s, apply for band 6 as well. You don't know which you're going to get. If for instance the band 6 they give you and they want to start you on a band 5 till you gain some certain skills and all that, good and fine. So it can also be done like that. All right, so that's that about that. I think I've said enough. If you have any tips, you can drop it in the comment section. Otherwise, let me know what you think about this, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. See you next time. Bye.